Before I talk about advocacy, there's one important concept. Like we discussed last time, satisfaction is primary, but after satisfaction, it is about loyalty. So let's talk about loyalty. What makes someone loyal? We are going to talk about that. Let's look at it from a patient's perspective. Why will a patient become loyal to you? He has so many options. There's so many doctors available. There's so many clinics. There's so many hospitals. There's so many options. Online is another option these days. People want to do self-treatment. So why will he become loyal to you? Why will he become loyal to your treatment, to your fees? Even if you charge a high fees, it is still possible to make a patient loyal. It is all about relationships, which we discussed last time. Relationships create something which is called satisfaction. It is called engagement. You will have a lot of engagement with the person. There's a very important concept in marketing, and I'm going to talk about that. It's called recency and frequency create likability. What does that mean? Look at any ad, look at any song that you've heard in the recent past. Look at an example which is not a great ad, which is not a great song, and it has been played all over on all music channels, on radios, everywhere, and you hear it again and again and again and again and again. And after some time, you also start singing it. You remember it was a bad song, it was not a great song, you didn't like it initially, but then what happened? Recency and frequency created likability. That is the idea. Whatever is there in our mind is there. That comes in the top of our mind recall, and that is true for patients also. If a patient gets health tips from you again and again and again, if a patient gets messages from you about their health, about their well being, about how they are doing, again and again and again. Don't overdo it. Don't do it every day, but every 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. You decide the frequency, whatever is the right frequency. But that recency and frequency will create likability, and that will create loyalty. That is how all the e-commerce brands, all the travel companies, all the large corporates in the world create loyalty. That is a great way of creating loyalty. You would have seen a lot of loyalty programs who give points here and there for every purchase and so on and so forth. They seldom work. They rarely work. Concepts work when you offer reward, when there's a variable pay attached. I'll talk about variable pay. If it is relevant for doctors, I'll think about it, and if it is relevant, I'll definitely talk about that in one of the future chapters. But right now, I want to think about recency and frequency. Now, it can be a phone call, it can be a birthday greeting, it can be an invite to an event, it can be a free camp that you organize, it can be your article in the newspaper, it can be any other form by which you can connect to your patients. But they need to see you, they need to hear about you, they need to read about you, they need to watch you on a basis which is 2 or 3 days. If that starts happening, they will become loyal to you. Unless you screw up in your treatment, don't do that. I'm sure you won't do that. But if you've taken care of that, then create that likability. There are hundreds of ways of doing that. So now what I want to do is pause this and make a list of 15 ways by which you are going to connect to your patients. Email, SMS, voice, articles, videos, newsletters, health tips, birthday greeting, whatever you can think of. Make a list of that and implement it in your CRM. If you can implement that, you have loyal patients, and that is a huge, huge, huge fortune for you. A patient who will come to you not just once, but for throughout their life. Not just them, their family and friends also, because they are going to talk about you to them. Think about that. Think about the opportunity over there and create that list now. I'll see you in the next chapter. See you soon.